Welcome to Connecting Anoka County. My name is Julie Jeppson. I work with Stepping Stone Emergency Housing. I'm hosting Connecting Anoka County. It's a show about connecting local nonprofits who are serving the communities in Anoka County and how they impact your life and your community. Like I said, I work with Stepping Stone Emergency Housing. We're the only homeless shelter serving Anoka County. But today, I'm with two amazing people working in the arts in your community. Laura Taja Johnson is here with Lyric Arts, and Jeffrey Ebling is with Banfill-Lock Center. Art Center?
Center for the Arts.
Center for the Arts, I'm sorry. So we'll just quickly introduce yourselves, your name, what organization you work for, more specifically what you do with that organization, and how that fills the community needs.
Well, like you said, my name is Laura Taja Johnson, and I am the Artistic and Executive Director for Lyric Arts Company of Anoka, which is right in downtown Anoka. And we are the only full-time professional theater in Anoka County.
It's pretty impressive.
So we do 10 shows a year and have workshops for arts learners of all ages all year round.
Wonderful. I like that, arts learners.
Yeah.
Nice. And Jeffrey, what about you?
I'm Jeffrey Ebling. I'm the Executive Director for Banfill-Lock Center for the Arts. And what we do is we provide education and enrichment through visual arts and literary arts for the community. So we offer classes and exhibits, workshops, readings, everything we can to kind of engage the community in creativity.
And it's not just education, like you said, it's enrichment as well, which is key, I think, in probably both of your organizations.
Correct.
Correct. Well, Laura, first question to you. Why do you feel that art is important overall, but more specifically within Anoka County?
Well, what the arts do best, in my opinion, is it takes somebody's view of the world and holds it back up. It reflects it back at other people so that they can get a sense of what other people are seeing and how they see the world, which really builds a great sense of empathy with people and understanding of people. It helps to really break down the barriers between people, which I think one of the most important things that the arts do in general. And here in Anoka County, we have lots of different kinds of people, socioeconomic, they're on the gamut, socioeconomically, ethnically, and anything that we can do to bring people together and break down the barriers between them is a positive thing for our community. Absolutely.
And Jeffrey, what does community look like to you and Banfill-Lock? And then how does Banfill-Lock add that idea of community into the center?
I think community at Banfill-Lock is many different levels. We have the community of creative people that love to get together and share their ideas and explore various topics, as well as the broader community, the neighborhood, Fridley, and Anoka County. So community really is, very much like Laura said, is giving people the opportunity to tell their story, to share who they are, and by doing so we find that we have a lot more similarities than we do differences, and I think that helps to strengthen and enrich a community.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And back to you, Jeffrey, what ways do you specifically bring community together?
Well, at Banfill-Lock we have several different programs that we like to offer. One of our more popular ones is the Family Art Sundays. So every other month we provide an opportunity for families to come into Banfill-Lock, do some art making activities, a scavenger hunt, and it allows families to actually experience the arts together so they can question and explore and have those type of ideas. We also provide a community art festival that happens in the fall where we connect working artists with community members as far as various types of artistic expression as far as dance and music as well.
And Jeffrey, is there a cost to either one of those events?
Both opportunities are free.
Okay, wonderful. I'll have to put that on my calendar. Yeah. And Laura, what about you?
Well, not only in the obvious way, we produce 10 shows a year, and so we have 228 seats full of fantastic audience members for every show, and that brings the community together in that way. But as I said, we also have workshops for not only acting, but different types of theater skills such as sound design and lighting design and playwriting and appreciation of theater and discussing just stage direction and those sorts of things. But also we have a really healthy volunteer corps. So everything from our ushers to our concessionaires to our bartenders are all volunteers, and it's really amazing to see the lifelong friendships that are built just in our lobby between volunteers.
Wonderful. My daughter just did she was assistant stage manager for the middle school play. I didn't even realize that you had that. I thought it was all just acting classes and performance classes, but I'll have to look into that as well.
One of the other ways that the community can really be a part of Lyric Arts is by just auditioning.
Yeah.
You have that, much like you talk about your community of artists, we have our community of artists as well. Not only actors, but directors and choreographers and stage managers and costume designers who come from all over the Twin Cities, but also from right here in Anoka County.
That's wonderful. And Jeffrey, both of you have touched on a little bit of the diversity in the community. And what changes have you seen with diversity in art?
Well, the diversity we find is with the introduction to technology and new modes of viewing, also shifts how we look at art. And so it also is an area in how we develop and do that. So we look more at how can we engage more children and teenagers? What type of art are they interested in? So oftentimes it is anime, drawing, video type of work. And so we try to be conscious of that and continue to bring the newer generation in by offering them classes and opportunities to experience what's happening in their lives.
Wonderful. And Laura, what struggles do you see with quote-unquote kids these days? And how do you adapt to those changes that are happening within the generations?
Yeah, I think that a lot of kids are very caught up in their screens and very caught up in very isolated ways of living. And I think for a lot of kids, the remedy for that is sports, where they learn teamwork and cooperation and all those sorts of things. But not every kid is a sports kid, and not every kid, and even some kids who are sports kids want something else in their lives as well. And so what I see a lot at Lyric Arts is that the arts and theater bring kids out of themselves. They learn about self-expression. They find a lot of self-confidence and some wonderful critical thinking skills that all of those things that you need not only in life but to be successful in the theater. It's also one of the things that we see a lot at Lyric Arts as well is kids really find their second home in the theater because it's a safe, nurturing, positive place for them to be. And no matter what's going on in their school, Lyric Arts is always a safe and welcoming place for them.
Wonderful. So you offer classes and you have events for people to come in, and you charge a fee or a ticket, even though those two situations you described were for free. There are things that you charge fees for. But what are some other reasons or ways in which you fundraise to help continue support Banfill-Lock?
Well, one of our main sources of income is just through membership.
Okay.
We have affordable membership at various levels for individuals and family. That is a great source of income for our center. People often just donate as well. We have various opportunities at exhibits and openings where people are engaged with what we're doing and they want to support that. So just through in-kind donations are also helpful.
And what does an individual or a family receive with their membership?
They receive discounts on classes, regular ongoing information about what's happening, specific invitations to like the Family Art Sunday, and opportunities just to use the studio space. Oftentimes we have members that don't have a practice space in their own home, and so they can come in and participate in one of our practice groups, or they can reserve a studio for their own work for a period of time.
It's a wonderful service. I certainly don't have any space in my home, and always the task is cleaning up and putting away and basically restarting every time you want to do something. So that's a great amenity that you offer to community members who still want to have that artistic expression in their lives. And Laura, how does Lyric Arts fundraise in addition to selling tickets?
Well, people are often surprised that we need to fundraise because they see so many people in the theater. We have to bring in about $200,000 just to make ends meet every year. So we have a lot of individual donors. We look a lot for sponsors, people who would like to advertise their business in our programs, and we seek grants. So we have fundraising events throughout the year that we love to have people take part in.
And so other than taking part in the fundraising events, how can, a little bit more specifically on some volunteers in the workshops, how can people who are watching get involved in Lyric Arts?
Oh my gosh, there are the number of opportunities is almost as large as you can imagine. As we talked about, volunteering in our lobby for show night, you can help build sets, you can help design props, you can audition for a show. If you're somebody anybody who's a fantastic executive assistant would make a wonderful assistant stage manager. We have opportunities for people to volunteer in our workshops as a workshop assistant to help the teacher make sure that everything is running well in the classroom. If you have film editing skills, if you have graphic design skills, we can use all of those things. Just about any skill you have, we can find a way to put it to work at the theater.
Wonderful. And Jeffrey, what about Banfill-Lock? What opportunities do people have to get involved?
We function on volunteers. So people that can come in and help manage the front desk. You're the first ambassador people meet when they come in the door. So you have the opportunity to tell them about all the things that you love about the current exhibit. That is also located in our gift shop, so you're also promoting local artists as well. We're looking for volunteers to help with like the Family Art Sunday. If you really have an activity or you like to work with kids and help them explore their creativity, it takes volunteers to make that happen as well.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but one of the things I think that people forget as well is when you're a nonprofit, you're only as strong as your board of directors. And if you are somebody who feels really strongly about making sure that the arts have a place in Anoka County and you have skills to bring to a board of directors, I know that arts organizations are always looking for people who have that passion.
And Jeffrey, I just wanted to go back to your answer. What about instructors at your center? Are they paid instructors? Do they have to have a certain level of education? How would someone want to teach, if someone were to want to teach there?
Right. We do a call for instructors. We do feel very strongly about paying the artists that work for us, and so that is a part of our programming. One of the reasons we raise money is so artists are also paid for their time. They've invested a lot of energy and education in what they do. That's one of the things that we feel very strong about is making sure we can also support the people who provide us with the information and the creativity. We do it through a call. We have an education programs coordinator that works with our instructors, and whatever people's talents are, they will propose a class and we work with them, help them to come up with a supply list, find students. Oftentimes we have scholarships available if someone isn't quite able to make the cost of a class.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. You just answered my very last question. So is there anything you would like to add, Laura, about if the community members who are watching want to get in touch with you, what is the best way to do that or get further information?
Well, the best way is always to take a look at our website, which is lyricarts.org. And it will give you every bit of information you could ever need about auditions, about the volunteer program. But if there's any question that's not answered by the website, do not hesitate to call. Don't hesitate to send an email, because we would love to hear from people.
Wonderful. And Jeffrey, what is the best way to get in touch with Banfill-Lock?
Stop by.
Yeah.
We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4. To check out our email, our website as well, which is www.banfill-lock.org. And feel free to call. If you happen to stop in and want a tour of the building, I'm usually available to do that.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for joining me today, and it was so great learning more. You think you know as much as you can about an organization, but there's always chances and opportunities to learn more. And thank you for joining us today. If you have any more questions regarding Lyric Arts or Banfill-Lock, please don't hesitate to go to their websites.